Good morning, my amazing friends. How are we doing? I'm doing okay. Um, Mama Nana still in the hospital. This is Saturday. Jerry had to work this morning. He will be home in a couple hours, and we have a couple of errands to run. And life doesn't stop, even though you have a loved one suffering. So we're gonna go get a couple errands done and then run up to the hospital and see how Nana's doing. I'm gonna guess she's probably doing the same because that's the way it's been so far all week. I'm hopeful that I get there and they say something's better or that she's responsive or something, anything. But I'm not going to get my hopes too far up because it's hard when you get there. You feel kind of crushed when you get there, and you know, it's crushing. It's hard. It's very mentally hard on me, which wears out my physical side. Everybody is super supportive though, and so people would tell me they were so sorry, and I'd be like, oh, it's okay. And I've stopped saying that because it's not okay, and it's okay for it to not be okay. So I've been just saying thank you for your support, thank you for your kindness, because it's not okay. It's not okay. So what we got to do is we have Jerry's Aunt Pam, sweet lady, sweetest lady ever. She's moving. She's been in the same house for I don't know how long, but a very long time. And they decided it's kind of on not so good side of town. And so they decided that they are going to move and sell the house. So they found a beautiful brand new home. I think they are, I don't know if they're, so the home they live in now it's a ranch. It's a 1-story, but it has like a full basement. And they have the basement, of course, full of stuff because that's what you do when you have a basement. But they want to get rid of a lot of stuff. And so they have this popcorn maker that's like on a stand, that they had gotten a few years ago, quite a few years ago, I think. I don't know how long they've had it, but it's not, super old or anything. Still works, still in good condition, and they're just giving it away, and nobody else has wanted it. And we are a popcorn eating family. So she asked if we wanted it. We were like, yeah, sure, we'll take it. So we're gonna go get that today, and we're gonna take my husband's truck. And while we go get that, we're also gonna load up some boxes for her and take it to her new house, just to help her out a little bit. But so that's our errand that we have to run today. We also at some point in time need to get to the grocery store to grab a few things, milk, eggs, stuff like that. And I have to go feed Leo and give him a little bit of love today too. But first we're gonna go to Pam's, get that done, and then we're gonna go see Nana, and then we'll probably stop by and feed Leo, love on him for just a little bit, and then we're gonna come home and rest. And as long as Nana is okay, I may take the day off tomorrow from going and seeing her. I feel like that makes me a horrible person, but I kind of need a break. It's very mentally hard to be there. I mean, I know it's hard for her, and I feel horrible for her, not trying to make this about, oh, me. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I want to be there for her as much as I can, but I need a break. Like, this is hard. This is very hard. It is. It's hard to see her the way she is. It's hard to see nothing really happening. It's hard to hear the doctor say they don't know what's going on. It's hard to see her stare at a wall or a ceiling and not acknowledge you or look at you, or like right now it's like there's nothing there. It's like she's a shell of a person. It's like her body's doing what it knows to do, open and close your eyes and look around, but she's not responding or recognizing anything or anybody. It's very hard. This is not my mom. Not at all. Not the way this, it's hard. So I know I keep explaining this because I feel guilty. I feel very guilty. But as long as she's doing well, and not, she's not doing well, as long as she's doing the same, because, on the weekends they don't do a lot anyway. So they're still open, of course. And if something needs to be done, they're there. But, I keep explaining myself, and I shouldn't do that, but I am. As long as everything is the same, then I probably am not going to go see her tomorrow. I'm going to stay home and rest and spend some time with my husband and just decompress a little bit. If you think that makes me a bad person, I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. It's just the way it is. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm tired of explaining that. That's what's going to happen. She's supposed to get an MRI on Monday. They said for sure they're getting an MRI on Monday, regardless of what happens this weekend, because they need to go further in. So I guess CT scans give a good picture of what's going on, but sometimes you need to dig a little deeper, and that's what the MRIs are for. And so, they're definitely going to do that because they have no clue what's going on. No clue. They don't have any explanation for it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what happened. None. Yesterday, they said that they're hopeful that it's recoverable, but that's all they could tell me. So anyway, that's what's going on today. Hello friends, I totally spaced getting back on here today, or yesterday. So yesterday was Saturday when I was updating you. Today's Sunday. So we did go to the hospital, and Mom is kind of the same, but they say she's doing better. Okay, it's really complicated, and I don't know how to explain it right. So she did end up having, Friday evening, somewhere between Friday evening and Saturday morning before I got there. I think they said it was Friday evening, but I never got a clear answer on that. She did have a small stroke. I mean, like a really, really small stroke that showed up on the CT scan. They said it was real small though. So we're hopeful that means that it didn't do much damage. So then they went on to explain to me that we still don't know the initial cause for the seizures yet, because like I said before, nothing had shown up on CT scans. They did explain that during her heart surgery, at some point in time, her blood pressure went really low, and she was without oxygen wasn't going to the brain for a few minutes or something. And I don't think it was very long. They didn't really say how long. Like, they've told me a lot, and because I am so, I've been distraught. I've been upset. I've been scared, so they tell me stuff, and like I hear it and I understand it, but then I don't remember what they tell me. So we don't know the initial cause. They have speculations. They still say that they can't rule out a stroke. They say that incident happened during surgery, so that could have done it. The surgery itself still went great. Then I think those are the two things that they're looking at. Then, but she did end up having a small stroke. And she also had heart defibrillation, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think that was Friday. Yeah, I think that was Friday when she had that. So she's had episodes of things, but why they're saying that she's improving even though things are happening to her still is because she has squeezed their hands. And yesterday they said that she shook her head correctly to a couple of questions, yes and no questions. So that's good. The only thing is the reason the reason why they noticed that she had a stroke is because I don't remember which side's affected, but I want to say it's her right side is affected. But the reason why is because she was using, as much strength on both sides, which, she doesn't have much strength, to squeeze. And now on the right side, it's very weak. So that's why they went ahead and did another CT scan and discovered the very small stroke, they said. So what I don't know if I mentioned this or not. I'm sure I probably did. Like I said, I can't remember from one day to the next what I say and don't say. And I'm trying to record all this too, so if she ever wants to go back and see what was happening, she can. And so that, I remember this because, it's a sad time, but it does make me more thankful, and it made me think a lot about life and stuff, about the time we have. I'm going to start crying, and I don't want to do that right now. First thing in the morning. About the time we have, with family, especially as family gets older. Anyway, I'm not going to get super into that because I just woke up. It's like 7:30. I just woke up and I don't want to cry yet. At some point during the day, I'm going to cry, but not yet. I don't want to cry yet. Anyway, let's move on. So they want to get an MRI, but because she's had those two kind of right in a row episodes, they want to give her a little longer to kind of, I think they're trying to give her longer to like settle down and get more comfortable again before they put her through an MRI, because those can be quite the thing. So that's where we're at with Nana, with my mom. So last night yesterday after we went and visited her, we went ahead and went up and picked up our popcorn maker. It's really cool. We made popcorn in it last night. There's still some in there because I haven't cleaned it out yet because I left it for my son to snack on after I went to bed. But so this is it. It's really neat. You just put popcorns in there, and it's just really cool. It did this little small thing that that brightened my day up. But ooh, there it is. But it's going to have to go in the basement because, as we all know, I have a small house and I have nowhere up here for it. I have so much junk in my house. Aunt Pam, she's so sweet. She's like, she has some pretty glassware, like not that you drink out of, that you like display and what have you. Pretty stuff. I just don't have nowhere to put it. So, I didn't take anything. I have, like I said, so many things. So we went and got that. We took a load over to their new house for them. And we went grocery shopping. And I have to tell you, I felt guilty about doing normal things, but it also made me feel better about doing normal things. So I'm glad that I have normal things to do to help me through this time. We watched a movie. We watched Black Adam last night. I actually thought it was pretty good. There's some really good funny parts in there, some action. I mean, not the best movie I've ever seen in my life, but it was entertaining. We had popcorn. We drank a little bit of wine. I drank some cherry Coke. Yeah, it was a good time last night, and I really needed laughter, and I really needed just a good time. And I didn't let myself last night feel guilty. Guilt crept up in me, but I didn't let myself feel guilty about it. Now, this morning I've thought about it quite a bit, and I'm like, oh my God, you're such a bad person. You had a good time, and she's in there in that hospital bed fighting for her life. I did. I've thought about it. I've been up for, I don't know, 20 minutes now. I don't know, 10, 15 minutes now. How long have I been up? When did I get up? I've been up for about 20 minutes. I got up about 7:20. But you know, I've thought that twice now. What a bad person I am, because I had a good time last night, and she's in there fighting for her life, and then I have to recorrect myself and like, look, I am praying for her all the time. I have everybody praying for her. I am doing, you know, I am up there. I've been up there every day. I took her to the hospital at, you know, I got up at 3:30 in the morning to take her for her surgery. I helped her before surgery. You know, I love my mom, and I love her very much. And so I think that's why I feel so guilty. I don't know. But yeah, I just, sometimes it's rough. It's rough being a human. Anyway. So I'm trying to combat myself. I argue with myself. You do not need to feel guilty. You needed this, because she's going to need a lot more help in the, in the upcoming time, as she gets better, so, yeah. So I told them yesterday that, cause they weren't updating me. Like, I would get to the hospital and learn these things. Nobody ever called me and told me she went to the heart defibrillation. Nobody ever called and told me Saturday night. Nope, last night was Saturday night. Friday night. Or Saturday morning that, hey, your mom had a small stroke. Nobody called me and told me these things. I had to go to the hospital to find these things out. And I was a little upset about it. So I asked the nurse, I said, is there any way, I can get somebody? And I asked my husband, was I mean? Because I did not need to be mean or bitchy. That was not what I was trying to do. I just want to be contacted and updated about my mom. And so I asked her, is there any way that they can call me and update me when something happens? Because I had asked the other nurses to do this, and I had not, she had been in the hospital since Tuesday, and this was Saturday, and I had never received a phone call. I called up there and checked on her, and everybody told me everything was fine, that nothing had happened. And at the times that I called, nothing had happened. But so I was talking to the nurse, and I do appreciate these nurses, and I told them that too. I let them know how much I appreciate. I said, you do not know how much I appreciate you being here and taking care of my mom. I said, you guys are you mean the world to me right now. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or nasty or nothing, but I did ask, and I was quite upset. I didn't yell or anything. My husband says, no, I didn't yell. And he actually said, I didn't really sound rude. You sounded upset. And, well, anyway, the nurse was like, well, we usually don't call people in the middle of the night. And I'm like, well, I want to know. I want to know. Call me in the middle of the night. I want to know. And, so she said she would pass it on to, I guess the doctors are supposed to call you. Yeah, I didn't know that either. So luckily I think he's an assistant, but he's been talking to me. He's a wonderful person. not mentioning nobody's names because of privacy issues, you know, which even if I did mention his name, you wouldn't know. You don't know what hospital she's at, and you don't know who I'd be talking about, but still. So this one guy has been updating me a lot when I get to the hospital, and he was there when I was telling the nurse. I didn't know he was there, but he was there when I was telling the nurse that I'd like to be updated, and he said, I am so sorry, that's on me. He said, we are the ones that should be calling you and updating you when something happens to your mom. I am so sorry that we haven't been. And he said, it's not the nurse's responsibility. That's something they don't do. They don't do that. And I was like, okay. You know, and that's when I said, I'm sorry if I sounded rude or anything. That was not my intent. I appreciate you guys so much. And so last night, it's going to be very chatty. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, I need to get all this off my chest, okay? You guys are my rock right now. You guys are letting me do that. So I thank you for everybody who's been watching and following along. Thank you for just letting me babble. But I received 2 updates last night. 2, not in the middle of the night, more toward the evening. Jordan called me and updated me that they were going to go ahead and do the MRI today because they felt that they just wanted to get it done because they want to look a little further in the brain to see if they can find any explanation for anything. And then about an hour later, another doctor called and said they decided that they're going to hold off until Monday and give her like a day of rest because she's had those episodes. And she was, kind of antsy and stuff like that. So I know, I agree, that's fine, she needed a break. So today they're supposed to just let her rest. I'm not going to go up there today. It's going to kill me. But there are things that need attention at my house, and I need some rest. I am so tired. And it's not... I think I've talked about this too, because it's so mentally draining, it's physically draining me too. But so today's Sunday, and I'm going to call up there. I'm going to give them time for shift change and everything because it's a crazy time. So I'm going to call up there probably about 9:30 or 10 and see how she's doing this morning. And then I'll call a little later. I'll probably call about 3 times today just to check and make sure she's still doing okay and nothing new's happened. Which they're supposed to call me if something new happens. So let's hope they do that. Yeah. So that's my plan today. I'm going to get my house in order so that next week I can be up there again. Hopefully, I'm hoping that because they say what's happening is she's waking up. And it's just taken her longer because of all the things that's happened to her, and she's been sedated for so long. So, and she has a lot of medication in her. So it's taking her time to wake up, but they're seeing her waking up. I'm not seeing much when I go up there, and I'm up there a long time, 5 hours, and it's only 5 hours, but they assure me that she's doing things. So I put my trust in them, and so let's hope that this means Nana's back on the road. They still can't tell me what happened. They still don't know about her outcome. Nobody knows anything. Because she has to wake up and then she has to show us what she can and can't do. That's something else to think about. But they're hopeful that she's going to be there. She's going to be good. That's where we're at. And that's where we're at today. So I just want to give that update. I don't know that this is pretty darn long, this segment. Plus I have yesterday, so this is a long talky video. So I'm probably going to cut this off here. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Thank you so much for your support and your prayers. Please continue to send them because we need them. Healing, pray, pray for, right now we need, healing. We need praying for healing, for her to wake up, for her to be able to breathe and use her arms and legs and have a state of mind to where she can take care of herself. These are all things that I'm praying for, and that she comes out of this, at least as healthy as she was, or healthier than she was before she went in, because, her heart will be fixed now. Yeah. So like I said, thank you guys so much for hanging out this long. Please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's going on with Nana. And I promise when we get through this hurdle, I will start making more homeschooling content and all the other things, the funner things that I used to do. It's just right now, this is what we're going through. So subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button, whatever that thing is. And we'll see you next time, friends.